everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, April 29th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We're having a reverse aging health call tonight with Michael Thomas with Halo. Your life is sweet like honey. Taste the sweetness of this life. Listen to the birds singing. You, their favorite song. Feel the gentle breeze sweep softly across your face. This is the universe's way of inviting you to relax. Savor the divine nectar within. Sitting quietly, doing nothing, is savoring. Sitting quietly, doing nothing, is savoring. Many on this planet, let's just say that their self-confidence is not very strong. There are 4 steps to everlasting self-confidence. Life is like a wild tiger. You can either lie down and let it lay its paws on your head or sit on its back and ride it. Ride the wild tiger. One of the most effective ways to manifest anything in your life is having true confidence in yourself, and in the dream life you deserve to have. When you're feeling great about yourself, you're sending out a powerful, positive vibe into the world, which comes back to you in the form of amazing opportunities, more abundance, positive relationships. Having self-confidence is like a magic wand in your pocket. You can pull it out whenever you want and feel that you have the power to miraculously manifest anything you can imagine. It just happens in the course of a lifetime that our soul yearns to mature deeply within itself. To do this, it must attract a super challenging situation that will teach us to look deeper inside and find where the source of everlasting confidence comes from. Somebody will get angry at us, become disappointed in us, start neglecting, ignoring, or even physically and emotionally abuse us. If we become identified with the negative experience, we can feel bad about ourselves and the world and shrink our perception of the amazing beings we truly are. If we continue for years to identify with the bad feeling and story around the trauma, we develop a sense of low self-esteem, and the confidence we had within ourselves will weaken. If you've been traumatized in your life, you are not alone. Most of us have some major form of wounding we are dealing with. We all have the choice in how we deal with it. And this path is what leads us to healing and freedom. The path of creating more confidence in yourself, being with practicing, trusting, and loving yourself all day long. Being gentle with who you are, as the more often you love you, the more valuable, lovable, and precious you feel in this world. When you can allow yourself to feel lovable, you start respecting yourself and the gifts you have to give into this world. You feel valuable and worthy of more love. You stop thinking about how lovable or unlovable you are, or comparing yourself with others, believing that they are better than you. If we continue to dwell on and focus upon our wounding, only feeling that we are lacking, needing, or feeling not enough in our lives, then we stop having time for loving, approving, and appreciating who we are. When self-love is not happening on a daily basis, it opens the ground for the wound to fester and a lower self-confidence to root inside. If we do not establish a new perception or thinking pattern inside ourselves, we might just live our entire lives believing we are never good enough and feel as if life is one long hell ride of being dragged from the cradle to the grave. When I let go of who I am, I become what I might be, Lao Tzu. It's good to know that there are 2 basic types of self-confidence we can tap into. The first is a transient state of ego confidence that will come and go because it's based in holding on to thoughts that always come and go. The mind attempts to grip firmly onto a strong positive idea about who you are And when you feel good about you, then you feel good about you. This strategy will work for a certain measure of time, yet eventually, I am a powerful, confident person will shift to I am a weak and helpless, pathetic person when the great cyclone of life rips through. Whenever we hold too tightly onto any idea about who we are or who we are not, we soon see that this life will challenge the strength of this idea. If our ideas about ourselves are flexible, we'll tend to bend when life attempts to break us. The limbs of the large oak tree tend to crack in a big windstorm, while the flexible bamboo tree yields to the fierce pressure and cyclone intensity. Eventually, whenever any idea is shaken, cracked, or destroyed about ourselves, the ego comes crashing down, burying itself in the dark valley of insecurity and powerlessness, then has to rebuild its inner structure again and again and again. There is no use removing doubts one by one. If we clear one doubt, another doubt will arise, and there will be no end of doubts. But if by seeking the doubter is found to be really non-existent, then all doubts will cease from unreaching. The second type of confidence is spiritual confidence, which has nothing to do with ideas, beliefs, identity, or ego. This level of confidence stems from a perpetual discovery of one's sweet spiritual essence. It is an unveiling of the spiritual truth of who you are without labels, judgments, masks, or coverings of any kind. Our true spiritual nature is tapped into an infinite source of love, and this love is deeply and eternal. You naturally feel confident about life because you are feeling into the very source of love, which always abides at the core of your being. By simply feeling into your deepest core, you find this spiritual connection is there. It is a gentle relaxation and effortless surrender into your deepest truth without words. There is a divine energy there, a conscious being, who is beautiful, brilliant, and incredibly powerful. This natural sacred being doesn't need to prove itself. Its beaming joy is self-evident and is quiet about how amazing and boundless it is. From this space, there is nobody who needs confidence or fears that someone is lacking confidence. All you see and feel is the shining light that you are. The small, powerless shadow self instantly disappears in the essence of this bright light, leaving no sense of separation from life. And the pendulum stops swinging from feeling superior to being inferior. All you see and feel is the shining light that you are. The small, powerless shadow self instantly disappears in the essence of this bright light, leaving no sense of separation from life, and the pendulum stops swinging from feeling superior to being inferior. Perhaps the most vital piece of information that will help you remain in a state of perpetual self-confidence is that it is ridiculously easy and truly effortless to experience it. Everlasting confidence is our natural, effortless essence and is continuously radiating at the core of our being. We don't have to do anything to entice the sun to shine brighter. It is always already here, shining perfectly bright enough. The sun is a perfect example of who you are, who we all are. It is always radiating its light on the world. It is naturally self-effulgent, perfectly warm to bring about life, and simply cannot be improved upon. This is exactly the way you are. Everybody wants to be extraordinary. That is the search of the ego. To be someone who is special, unique, and comparable. This is the paradox. The more you try to be exceptional, the more ordinary you look, because everyone is after extraordinariness. It is such an ordinary desire. Osho. The search for higher self-esteem is a highly addictive and dangerous game to play, as we are continually trying to acquire a more improved version of ourselves and are never ultimately satisfied with who we are. The more energy we put into trying to become someone better, the more we miss out on the feeling that we are enough and continue to climb up and fall down the ladder of self-esteem. The more tightly we grip onto the beliefs and perceptions about ourselves, the more rigid, complex, and crackable our self-esteem structure becomes. Eventually, when the big wind of life blows through, every idea we were clinging to is shaken off, cracked, or destroyed. It is by putting less energy and effort into becoming someone who is confident that we create more time to spend in relaxation and enjoying bathing in our spiritual core essence. By simply enjoying this truly relaxed, healing space within, we become unshakable and capable of embracing the greatest storms when they pass through. Ironically, the most solid foundation of confidence of them all is the one that feels connected with the sadness and weakness inside our human selves. We are not avoiding, attached to, or resisting the darkness, yet are simply rooted in the strength we find in our own authenticity. It is through our vulnerability that we find true strength in ourselves, able to remain centered in the most challenging life scenarios. This confidence is the strongest because it is the most flexible, capable of dealing with change and absorbing anything that life throws its way. It's good to know that the opposite of confidence is doubt, fear, hesitation, uncertainty, and cowardice. Each of these experiences is a byproduct of a tight, tense, emotional, fear-based memory that is stored inside the body. The more integrated you become with the tension and the relaxation of the tension, your entire being finds the deepest place of relaxation, and confidence comes pouring through. The very search to be ordinary is actually extraordinary, because rarely does somebody want to be a nobody. Rarely does somebody want to be a hollow, empty space. Yet this is really extraordinary because nobody wants it. So when you become ordinary, you actually become extraordinary. Also, you can see how essential it is to make time in your life to slow down from the racing mind and practice relaxing into each experience, whether good or bad. Use your breath as a vehicle to take you deeper inside, to touch everything within you, and eventually reach your innermost spiritual core. Play with the exploration, feeling the intimate spiritual connection you already have within yourself. Very soon, you'll find that this simple, sweet inquiry transforms your entire life. Misery does not exist in reality, but only in mere imagination. Sri Ramana Maharishi. Misery does not exist in reality, but only in mere imagination. Now, the 4 steps to everlasting self-confidence. These are techniques that people have used for many years and have seen tremendous shifts in their lives. These are golden secrets to transforming a lifelong battle with self-esteem into one that is overflowing in a sea of self-trust, guidance, and self-love. Now, if you find this information enlightening and effective in changing your experience of life, please share it with your friends and family. Number 1 is the thread of breath. The thread of breath and emotional merging. Randomly, 5 to 10 times a day. Feel into your connection with your breath and relax deeply into it for at least 3 to 5 minutes. Feel into each inhalation and exhalation, expanding the belly and chest, allowing yourself to reach in and touch the deepest level of tension inside. Open up the reservoirs to let your good and bad feelings come flooding in. With each breath, feel into the emotional peak and valley that currently exist in your life. Let yourself be massaged by the breath, bringing up the greatest pain and sadness inside, and let them merge with your deepest, your joy and bliss. Breathe into them both so they merge and dissolve into one energy. Let this mixed pool of energy dissolve back into your spiritual essence, the source of pure consciousness itself, where it came from. You can imagine you are piercing the memories of your past with one thread of consciousness using your breath. The breath will push the thread, binding the feelings and memories together, melting and melding them as one. As you feel through to the core of these feelings, they will change, and you'll naturally begin to relax deeper and discover a state of peace and stillness inside. Imagine you are rooting yourself internally in this space of stillness and deep peace, and practice living from this space as much as possible throughout your day. The breath is our greatest gateway to freedom. The awareness we can create around our breath, welcoming its life-giving and receiving movements, the more we can relax deeper inside and trust the divine guidance of life, this life. As this trust reaches into our innermost core, we simply let go of the traumas that run our life and find true emotional healing inside. It is from simply following and feeling into the breath that we retrain our body to relax and can start connecting with the more spiritual aspects of our being. From this space, being able to fully relax into our own body, a genuine, confident state automatically takes over. And the second one, find what makes you smile. Find what makes you smile. If you want a little burst of confidence right now, think about what puts a smile on your face first thing in the morning. Whatever it is, focus on it. Imagine that it is happening to you right now. Let that good feeling come flooding in and show up in your face. Then let it flood all throughout your body. Confident people are not afraid to smile. They are full of real smiles. When you start practicing your outer smile, you begin accessing your real inner smile, the part that is truly happy inside you. Then there is no reason to ever fake a smile in the world again. So let your true inner smile come out and be displayed on your face this week. Let those happy feelings reach into the parts of your body that really need it. This simple technique will instantly help you to feel happy inside, which breeds a solid state of inner peace so you can access true confidence at any time. Be 100% authentic, truthful, and real with everyone. Be 100% authentic, truthful, and real with everyone. People who feel insecure and powerless in this life are usually overly occupied with hiding how they truly feel. A truly confident being is unconcerned about the good and the bad opinions of others. He or she is practicing authenticity because it feels good to be real. It simply feels liberating to not have to hide. And you can stop micromanaging life to be a particular way. When we have zero fear about what others might think or say, we become naturally authentic, real, relaxed, and grounded in our spiritual nature. The more that this authentic expression becomes a habit in your home base, then everything that is false and insecure will eventually fall away. The authentic being is one who has the courage to reveal whatever they cannot talk about. There is always this movement towards a deeper sharing. Even if they are feeling insecure about something, the vulnerability brings out an even deeper confidence from within. An authentic knowing that it's okay to feel pain, express hard emotions, and understand that stuffing is the greatest cause of suffering. When we take the risk to be real, this truth-revealing energy bonds people together, eliminating the need for superficial games that keep people locked up in their egos. We can find the sweetest joy surfaces naturally from the most simple expression of our authenticity. Real important, number 4, practice becoming very silent still. When you sit very, very, very still, like a solid silent statue, randomly, for a few minutes every day, not moving at all, everything in your life will start to become crystal clear. As the busy beings that we are, it may not come easy at first to learn how to meditate and do absolutely nothing. Yet within this stillness and silence, there exists such a tremendous freedom. You instantly find the courage to do whatever you want in life, this life. And this allows the adult in you to be childlike and playful again. In total silence, you get in touch with the spiritual core of you, and you discover the naturally confident and charismatic person you truly are inside. By quieting your mind chatter, you let go of all efforting, especially trying to be confident. You start to sink deeper into your all-expansive, infinite spiritual nature. Here, you engage with everyone in life from a divine perspective, seeing the spiritual essence within them. And thus life begins meeting you on the same level. So my invitation is to commit to sit in total silence for at least 5 to 10 minutes a day. And eventually, the mind will get rooted and become quieter inside with practice. The more often you sit still, the more clear the mind will get. And you will see who and what you truly are, as well as where you are going in your life. From this space, you are more effective in the decision and actions you choose throughout the day. Living your life from this silent space, you will begin feeling more guided, connected, and aligned with the mysterious unfolding of the universe within you. Success is a journey, not a destination. Half the fun is getting there. Gita Billen. So my invitation here is much bigger than taking a perpetual self-esteem project that is never fully satisfied with the end result. I want you to realize the truth of who you are. I want you to see this spiritual being inside you, who is all-powerful, deeply eternal loving, and free from all doubt, insecurity, and fear. Through following these steps above that I just shared with you, every day, you will become the number one priority. You will become the number one priority in your life and discover how easy it was to become a naturally confident being again. Take the risk today to take on this enlightening approach by opening yourself on an entirely new dimension to new sources of confidence inside you. Life becomes truly a magical experience. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is to relax these bodies that we're in. And the way to do that is the breath. Focus on the breath. Easy and slowly in through the nose. Easy and slowly out through the mouth. Listen and focus on the breath. The breath automatically relaxes the body. I'll tell you why. Because you silence, you still the ego mind and subconscious mind. You eliminate the mind chatter. You eliminate all the programs flying by you like clouds in the sky. It's all gone. The ego mind can't exist in the now. You've brought yourself into the now through your breath. The body is like an electrified magnetic sponge, and it absorbs everything. So all your worry, stress, fear, anxiety, the body stores somewhere. Could be anywhere, but it stores it. And the subconscious mind stores everything, records everything. It's constantly recording, stuffing it in your library, whether it has anything to do with you or not. So stilling all of this, knowingly, is very powerful. So by focusing on the breath, the body will let go. Stress, tension, fear, worry, anxiety, revenge, hatred, anger. It will let it go. It'll float off. This is the time where you start to realize how important it is for each of us to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times, no matter what's going on in this life, and to be the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest. Eternal love. You'll know when your body relaxes because you actually will move into the heart. You'll move into the heart and out of the head. So out of the head into the heart. You'll know also when the ego mind wants you to stay in the head. And when you do this, it's a relaxing feeling. And you're at peace in the now. Only in the now, moment to moment, your breath. Now, we all put out about 60,000 plus thoughts every day we send to the universe. Doesn't mean we know them all. In addition to that, we've got all those programs flying by us like clouds in the sky. Tens of millions, billions. And those are everybody else's thoughts and any thoughts that have ever been generated on this planet. Now, sometimes it happens, in fact, it happens a lot to us. When we're in the now, we embrace, we float off, embrace some other thoughts. But we know. When you know, you say, not a big deal, I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now, 3,000% of the time, which is every time. It's knowing how to navigate this. You might find yourself doing it 50 to 100 times a day. No big deal, I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. Now, to some in the beginning, the now feels not comfortable. It feels a little unusual because we have been so habitualized and trained to be outside of ourselves. And the ego mind guides us to the future or the past to the future to the past to the future, all the time. And this is why we suffer. And it cannot exist in the now. So it will do everything it can to keep us either in the future or the past. But a little bit at a time, that discomfort will blend out because you'll start feeling so much different and so much more ease and peace naturally. Someone come up to you and say, what are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do an hour from now? What are you going to do tonight? What's your day going to be like? You cannot answer that, honestly. You cannot answer that because you don't know. You're not focused on the future nor the past. You're only focused on the moment, the now, your breath. Imagine how much pain and suffering would be gone from this planet in the blink of the eye if everybody were to choose to go within, focus on their breath, and only be in the now. It'd be miraculous. It'd be a grand miracle. But it's the knowing that we can choose to be in the now. It's the knowing that we can choose to be in the now. No one else chooses it for you. Only you do. So when you look outside yourself and the journey that we've been foolishly tricking ourselves with out there, suffer, disappointment, or within ourselves, peace, joy, tranquility, prosperity, abundance, happiness, all naturally. You wouldn't think that that would be a difficult choice, would you? Now, when you look in that body you're in, because you're not the body, you're not the personality, you're not the character, you're not the name, you're not your status in this life, you're the God, kingdom of God, the heaven. Heaven is not a place. Heaven is you. The place heaven is a matrix trap. So you see 7 lights going from going from the body you're in's tailbone to the top of the head. Each one's a different color, very vibrant, very beautiful, but much more so compared to the colors on this planet. Now, these are known as chakras on this planet, and they're spirit etheric energy. We are omnipotently powerful spirit etheric energy. We flow through the body. These chakras, these wheels of light, are connected to everything in this body. Emotions, character, personality, organs, blood flow, all the way down to the quantum core. So we begin to realize that the God within this body, once we reconnect with who and what we are, will be able to heal the body in a blink of the eye. And knowing this is halfway there. Now you can picture yourself standing. There's 3 paths in front of you. You're standing on the center path, which is the now. One on the left is the past, one on the right is future. You notice how they're constructed. You see a canopy formed by the trees, these golden shimmering leaves and branches and bark, all shimmering gold canopies. And then the path itself is a brilliant emerald green flaming grass. Appears to be. The only thing you notice about the 3 paths is that the past, the one on the left, looks really used. And the future, the one on the right, looks really used. The one you're standing on, the now, looks brand new. Now, we all go into the past. And we use it sometimes to help us, to remind us of things. You know, certain things that we did that didn't work right. It reminds us not to do that same way again. Other things that are happy and fun that we review, because it could be a song or just be sitting somewhere and it comes over you. And so we review these things. It's fun. And we have a library, each of us. Massive library, subconscious mind. So sometimes we'll go up and we'll open the door, turn on a light, and you look for walls. There's no walls. It's so massive. There's no ceilings. It's so huge. And you'll go up just a couple shelves and you'll get some movies and books and pictures. You'll sit in the easy chair. You'll watch some of the movies, and read some of the books, and look at some of the pictures. And you'll enjoy yourself. It'll be fun. But then you put everything away, turn off the light, shut the door, and move forward in life, and on occasion revisit. Some of us, though, will stay there. And I do not believe that it is consciously, I believe it's unconsciously, that we stay there so long that we end up taking that past, bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, and we live that past in that future. And that's why so many people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now we all feel motivated, so to speak, to go into the future. Now we're creating our futures in the now, right? So, but we still go into a future, and we want to know things, and we want to know why this, why that, when. That's another one. The whens, the whys, all of these things. And if we don't get an answer, when we don't get an answer, we seek other people, external authorities. Maybe tarot readers, card readers, astrologers, crystal readers, all kinds. And depending on what they tell you, you do one of two things. You either say, okay. But some people will say, oh, that's wonderful. So I can expect this happening. Yeah. What, 3 months from now? Yeah. Month from now, week from now. Yeah. That's great. So you put your attention into it. And you believe it. And you start looking forward to it. Now, that any part of it happens, you're elated. You say to yourself, boy, they were right on the money. They got right on the head. Now, if it doesn't happen the way you depicted or expected, then you're disappointed, let down, and you start to suffer. But in the now, that isn't even there when you're in the now. All of that's gone. All of it. Wondering when and how. And when you're in the now, there's no past, there's no future. There's only the now. The now is all we have. None of us can guarantee that we're going to be here even 10 minutes from now. None of us can. That's why it's so imperative. That's why all we have is the now. The now affords us the discovery of the gods that we are within these bodies. Now, we all are consciously aware. We wouldn't be in this guided meditation call. Consciously aware to a certain extent. What does that mean? It means that we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And that we know that every step we take on this planet, we're creating paradise because the God, the kingdom of God, the pure consciousness, the heaven, enters this body. The body is earth. The soul, the God, is heaven. Heaven on earth, creating a paradise. And we may, some of us, is still in this lifetime, may discover that when we do decide to leave these bodies and we go out in the sacredness of space, you got to picture yourself as this brilliant bowl of pure conscious energy. You could have a billion suns all put together, and they would pale in comparison to your light, the light that you are, the love that you are. So this is what we look like when we leave. We don't look like the same body that we left. Okay? So we're in the sacredness of space. And we know that we are the light. Right? We are the love. So another light shows up. And we go, okay. Now, and it beckons to us to enter it. Pulls at us to enter it. And we kind of just float there and say, I am the light. Why would I go into a light when I am the light? This is what's real interesting. This is a matrix trap in this universe. Because it keeps us in an incessant, over and over again, short-term reincarnation. And it is short-term. 80, 90, 100 years in the body is absolutely absurd. Now, if you were to look at this planet, take a starship out far enough so it looks like a basketball, about the size of a basketball, and you were looking at it and it would glow. I mean, for goodness sake, you got over 8 billion of us on, in, above, and below this planet, humanoids, that the bodies are inhabited by gods. Then you have all the other forms inhabited by gods. God, the pure consciousness, is the life. So this planet glows, and if you looked at all the lights around it throughout the universe, you would see that they all paled in comparison. It'd be like a lit candle in a dark room. So a God planet paradise aglow with pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Now, we all know that we have parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, that are asleep. They are completely stone cold asleep. And they're not going to wake up anytime soon. We deeply love them just as much as we deeply love the parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, that are awake to a certain extent. Now, this is all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. You could look at a googolplex, and that number is off the charts. You're looking at one googolplex fills this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. These are trillions of googolplexes from trillions of universes. There's the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, all of the light energy beings on, in, above, and below this planet. The archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Bendantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes we've inhabited. All of the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials. All of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, and earth and beneath earth. Now, like the light energy beings on this planet. Now, we don't see many because of the eyes we have with these bodies. We only see 1% of what is. So we don't see the infrared, the red, the violet, the ultraviolet, the super green, the super blue. But those beings are there. There is a small group, as I mentioned, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the dwarves, the gnomes, the trees, the trolls, the magics, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Now, part of this group, the bodies that we're in, really, really relying upon. Because you can ask your body, can the body sustain the God that you are without air, without water, without fire, without soil, without ether, without wood? The answer is no. These bodies are deeply dependent on the elementals. And the elementals are housed by gods to habit and see what it's like to be an elemental. We would be forced to leave these bodies if we didn't have the elementals. You see how everything is interlinked, connected? One, no illusion, no separation. Everything is one. Now, the ascended masters, they have ascended into physical form and have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form, here hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form. We're in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. And the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. So we don't see them like we see each other, but the gods in their bodies and the gods in ours are one. Now, they know we have amnesia, so they do whatever they can to help us remember. You might meet them in a store, a total stranger starts up a conversation with you. You feel real comfortable with that stranger. You don't know why, but you do. There's something different. And then a lot of times after that conversation, we kind of hits us a little bit. That wasn't just a regular. That was an angel. And then you feel a little bliss. Now, they send us messages all the time. Doesn't mean we acknowledge them, but there is one that they're sending in many different ways all the time throughout the thousands of years. And isn't it absolutely glorious, splendiferous, spectacular, phenomenal, wonderful to be alive in these bodies? Now, they know that we don't have a reference point because we have amnesia. So it's about a self-discovery for each of us, a rediscovery that we're actually a God in a body. But how do we know? How do we know? Well, self-discovery. So we start realizing that in the fact that I am a God and I'm pure energy. So when being in the body, I experience touch, taste, right? Love, hate, anger, frustration, worry, stress, fear. We don't drink, we don't eat, we don't sleep. We don't, it's a whole different existence. We don't enjoy the physical material world. We don't enjoy the bodies that we're in. You don't make love, you don't kiss. You don't hold hands. You don't smile, you don't laugh. You don't cry, you don't frown. We want to do any of that as the gods that we truly are. So when we start realizing that and we start looking at it in the now, we make many discoveries and we start to unfold that foggy haze, that amnesia starts to melt away. And one step at a time, we rediscover the gods that we are within these bodies. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time, tens of thousands, tens of millions plus. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And you want, just ask them. They'll be there in the blink of the eye, and you'll be in bliss. Now, the off-world is galactics and celestials. Over 1,000 species, civilizations travel through this solar system every day. Remember, we have over 160 planets in the solar system. Trillions throughout the universe is every day. There is one group that we are familiar with, a small group, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, you can say we're gathered, but we're always one. Doesn't matter if we're 9,000 billion light years apart, seems, the illusion of separation. But we're one. And we're focused on this planet for its complete liberation and elimination and cleansing of all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies permanently. Raising the vibrational frequency of the planet and all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. We're all one. And we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Continues to grow, intensify and expand. We immediately form a massive circle of white fire light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. This emanates from the gods within each of us, within each of these bodies. Pure, deep, eternal love. Flooding, saturating, and permeating this planet, head to toe, inside and out, 24/7, infinity and beyond. All life, the highest supreme value in universes. There's no escape at all. Not even a smidgen. Not even a quantum quark of escape. We begin to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's not like an ocean of glitter you'd see on this planet. It's far beyond that. So we depict or we pick three variances that can bring us close to the description, because we like to know what it is, what it looks like. So you take a grand finale fireworks display, only a trillion times more intense and larger, and you take a laser light show, grand finale display, same, and then you take the ballroom globe that floods the room with all light shined upon it, except it's a trillion times larger and more intense. So you combine all of these into one massive crescendo, and that's about as near as you'll get to describing the ocean of glitter. Now, we look at the reflective points in the ocean of glitter, which are everywhere. And we notice these little tiny microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. We enter them and we discover that all of us, everywhere and nowhere, are teaching and learning from each other all the time, infinity and beyond. Learning, teaching, learning. And that's why we have so much life, so to speak. Gods inhabiting physical form, teaching us while we're in physical forms many different things. And you can choose what it's like to be anything. You can look at a tree and say, I wonder what it would be like to be a tree. You ever done that? So you focus on your breath in the now, and you look at the tree. Listen to the breath in the now. I guarantee you will know briefly what it's like to be that tree. Rock, branch, bush, bird, dog, cat, moose, cow. Goes on and on and on. These are things that all of us have the ability. But we get so distracted from the external physical world. That's where we suffer. We're immediately met by the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with a white fire armor, way beyond the armor on this planet. This white fire armor emanates from the gods within these bodies that we are. Pure, deep, eternal love, impenetrable, highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies. So no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no demon possession, no attachments, ever. But only you have the power. If you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, fear, greed, manipulation, dishonesty, revenge, jealousy, envy, hurriedness, you will literally lower your vibrational frequency enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies come flooding in. And then there's the areas of demon possession, attachment, and many other things. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. The first part of this column of light is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are, no more. We're then met with the second part of this column of light. We created this part of the column of light, which is the violet ray, to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created, the gods that we are within these bodies, to remind us all that we are the sun, the sunlight, the rain, the rainbows, the skies and the clouds. The sun sets and the sun rises. Oceans, rivers, lakes, streams, mountains, trees, forests, soils, animals. We're everything. Everything is us. Always has been. So the next time that you see a sunset and you say, isn't that beautiful? Rainbow, isn't that beautiful? And it is, because it's you, the God in that body. If you look and you say, through the heart mind, not the ego mind, that is the God that I am. Whatever it is that you view, that is the God that I am. We continue to ascend above the planet. And some of us, if we're carrying physical form, decide to step outside of that physical form and hover effortlessly above it. Now, the reason that we do that is because it's really fun, and we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we discovered this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white bowl of light. It, in turn, is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. This, in turn, has created this massive, brilliant, white, shimmering cloud, sparkling, reflecting. It is absorbed through the heart mind, right through our heart chest, right through our chest, and it's like a warm embrace that never ends. We discovered that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes well-being, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, massive abundance. And we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. Now, we designed this tower so the top so the golden ocean can come cascading down 24/7, 360 degrees. What is the golden ocean? It is pure, deep, eternal love, the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. And it is saturating, permeating, and flooding all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. On, in, above, and below this planet Earth Gaia in this now. No escape. Now, we are drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. The only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds nearly 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Every day, 7 days a week for over 4 years. Hundreds of millions of us, consciously aware, on and off world, focus on the total liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, on the outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy. This is the elimination of all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Pure evil. And when you view this, and all of these meditations continue to expand, intensify, and grow. And this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. You can't measure the power because it's immeasurable. And you picture the planet. You can through your heart, mind, motion picture, through the breath. You see on the planet, all over the surface, as this, it looks like a goopy, it's the blackest black you've ever viewed. And it's a goopy, like a syrupy stuff, and it's rising off the planet, everywhere, coming from everywhere off the planet. And in the atmosphere, there is this, it's like a cascading liquid light, pink, golden white, and it's translucent, so you can see through it. And these goopy, black, syrupy masses coming off the planet. You watch as they're passing through this translucent liquid light, and they seem to start disintegrating. And then at the top, you see that there's this, it looks like, you look at the sky, but instead of a blue sky, you see this like a super bright white with tinges of pink and gold. So as it's going through this shimmering, translucent liquid light, and you watch as it starts to dissipate. And as soon as it comes in contact with this sky of this super bright white, pink, and golden, it's gone. Not even a trace. This is happening all over the planet. What is this? This golden white, pink light, and this shimmering, see-through liquid light. Pure, deep, eternal love. It's what it is. And it's all disintegrating. You can feel it through your heart, mind. Anytime. You can plug into it anytime. Whoever you've decided you are is still the tiniest fraction of who you really are. You are not defined by the ideas you have about yourself, nor your desires, nor the shape of your body, and not the positive or negative attitude of your mind. You are beyond all of this. You are indefinable. You are greater than your mind can fathom. You are a spiritual energy which is unbounded and infinite. This is the true you that will never die. So sometimes today, for about 5 minutes, sit with the question, who am I? Explore it with your heart, not with your head. Be aware of the mind, whatever it creates, whenever it creates another idea of who you will be or who you were, and instead dive into the very essence of your being. Explore what is here now, at the very core of you in this moment. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath, easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out of the mouth. Be still. Finding your inner peace, being alone, is the gateway to freedom and is the foundation of every spiritual awakening. I invite you to take this weekend to be completely alone and relax. Find a very quiet, peaceful place where you can simply be yourself. Discover a deeper state of peace inside. Eat healthy foods, take a nap, meditate, go for a long walk every day. Learn the secret art of relaxation. Rest in your innermost being and enjoy the experience. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening, night, and following morning. We will return here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern for our Reverse Aging Health Call. And tomorrow, Saturday, April 30th, last day of the month, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.